Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the House of Joseph. I'm so sorry I've been gone for such a long time. How long has it been now? Nearly 2 weeks, possibly over 2 weeks. My bad, I'm so sorry, as I say. Just been busy with work and seeing David and just living life basically, but I'm back now. And today is a double bill. We're going to be looking at not one but two foundations. So in the right hand corner we have the brand new Maybelline Superstay 30 up to 38 hour wear satin finish foundation. This is in shade 115, specifically for cool skin tones. And in the other corner we have I see that being away from YouTube for 2 weeks has done nothing to my clumsiness, has it, beautiful ones? No, it hasn't. And in the right hand corner, beautiful ones, we have the new collection Lasting Perfection, and this is a satin finish foundation. This is in shade Buttermilk, shade 10C, again for cool skin tones. So if that sounds like something you beautiful ones want to find out more about, stay tuned. So beautiful people, both of these foundations are purportedly supposed to be ultra long wearing. This one in particular is up to 30 hours. Why anyone would want foundation on their skin for 30 hours is an entire mystery to me. I get that some people would want it on for 12 hours, possibly 15. 30 hours is pushing things slightly, don't you think? Whereas the collection Lasting Perfection foundation doesn't make such ludicrous claims as to be a 30-hour stay. I'm sure it probably does stay on your skin for 30 hours, but as I won't go on about, not needing foundation on your chops for 30 hours, popping it down. Whereas this one, the Lasting Perfection Radiant Finish or Glowing Finish foundation, has skincare claims. It contains peptides and collagen peptides and hyaluronic acid. So we'll soon see whether they live up to their expectations or not, or claims, shall we? Let's make a start on the Maybelline, shall we, guys? It just says on the back, up to 30-hour matte, Lumi matte foundation, and the Lumi part is the important part, because a lot of these full coverage sort of foundations, which are supposed to design to last forever on your skin, 30 hours plus, will always give your skin a very matte sort of finish because of the components in the foundation. However, the more advanced, more sophisticated, more modern formulations these days, contemporary formulations, however, today's formulations are more sophisticated, and they're trying to do away with that horrible matte mask-like finish by incorporating light reflecting particles. Both the Maybelline and the collection foundations were under £15. This one was £14.99, something like that. I'll find out and pop it down here. Whereas the collection one was £7.99. For a long time now, this wasn't available. When it first came out, they had racks of them in Sainsbury's, and then they just disappeared. So, as I say, I actually got this one from Superdrug in the end, but it was after quite a long time of waiting and going in there periodically to see whether they had them in stock, and finally they did. And they're doing two different versions. They do one with a blue or a green lid, I think, a matte version. This is the glowy version. So should we try with the Maybelline first on the left hand side of my foot? Everything's collapsing. So shall I give it a good shake first? Doesn't say to or not, but may as well, maiden we. How are you all? Are you all okay? My goodness, I've missed you all. So beautiful ones, the Maybelline is called Superstay up to 30-hour Lumi Matte Foundation. It comes in a glass bottle. They both come in glass bottles. Nice mauve sort of lavendery coloured lid with the instructions on the back. And it looks like a nice bottle, doesn't it, with the Maybelline logo branding down the side, and that's a very chunky, very substantial. And the collection also comes in a glass bottle with a pink lid this time, branding down the front. These are printed on labels, whereas the Maybelline was embossed into the glass itself. Some instructions on the back, both 30 mils. Should we carry on? What I usually do on the House of Joseph, guys, is just to put some on the back of the hand. So I'll put a strip there and a strip of the other one, just to compare the shades and formulation and so on. So this has got a seal on it. I don't know if you can see the seal or not, so we'll just snap that off. I know for a fact this comes with a pump. There's le pump, or the pump. And let's just get some of him out, shall we? We got this about 2 weeks ago, so it's really, really runny, liquidy. You can see that, can't you? So there's the Maybelline foundation I've just applied, and I'll just blend that in. It's going quite yellowy, isn't it? And I can also let you know whether it has a smell to it. I don't think it would do. I don't know why I think that, but I just don't. No. It smells quite nice actually. It's got a very clean sort of foundation-y sort of smell, but Does that look luminous to you guys? Ah, there we go. Yeah. So you can already see that it has got quite a luminous finish on it. Is it dried? No, it hasn't dried. Mind you, I've only just applied it, so we'll give it some dry time, shall we? And I'll get the other one on my hand now. Now is the turn of the Lasting Perfection, a radiant, what's it called? Satin finish. Do try and get it right now. The Lasting Perfection Satin Finish Foundation in shade Buttermilk, so I'm just trying to fight with the security seal. Again, from Superdrug, they do tend to put straight jackets on everything. Fighting my way into it. Speed it up. First big plus to both of these foundations is the fact they come with pumps, and that just gets rid of all of that. Do you know what I mean? When you've got those screw top ones and they're just horrible, aren't they? So again, should I give this a quick shake? Again, it doesn't say to, but let's get some of this one on. The pump seems a lot smoother on this one. The other one, it's a much thicker formulation and quite a bit paler too, significantly paler, I would say. I was hoping they'd be quite similar colours. These are both cool toned foundations, meaning that they're more suitable for people who have a rosy sort of pinkish, cool undertone to their skin like I do. I chose them specifically for that reason. Wow, this is really full coverage. Wow, can you see that? It's covered all of the one or two age spots I have on the back of the Look at how old that hand looks. Point being there is the fact that, wow, that's really glowing, isn't it? The point there is the fact that it will literally cover anything. So the spot which has decided to appear on my nose first thing this morning, will undoubtedly disappear with some of the collection. Now, it does look really greasy to me. Can you see I just put that on about 30 seconds ago? That's the Maybelline side. That's the collection side. I'll just see if it's dried. I can feel it hasn't yet though. But wow, and a little bit of this goes a really long way. I'm rubbing it on my fingers actually. £7.99 for a full cover foundation, which is supposed to be quite lightweight, so you won't have any of that heaviness. Funnily enough, they smell identical. They really do. And it's giving me vibes of watermelon. Why do I always think of watermelon every time I smell foundations? No idea why, guys, but that's a smell I can always smell. So due to the carbuncle on the Shinufta, I think I'll apply the collection full cover foundation on this side just to see whether it will cover the second head, which is now growing out of my nose. Should we do that, and we'll put the Maybelline on this side? Yeah, we'll do that, shall we? Again, just for shade match, I just tend to put a little dollop on the back of my, wow, it's really runny. Can you see it just there? I know you can, guys. Put the lid on him, and what I do is put it onto my jaw. So you can see, and bring it down onto your neck, beautiful guys, all the way onto your neck too. And if that disappears, then that's your perfect match. Does it disappear, beautiful ones? May as well just start applying it to the old face. So I'll put some on that side of the hand where the Maybelline was, because I'm basically boxed in now with my cameras and all of the lights and that, so I can't move. So should we go for 1.5 pumps? Can you see how watery this stuff is? Making it really difficult to manipulate. So with the brush, just load that onto the brush. And the fact it is so watery, it will be good, because that means that, you know, a little bit will go quite a long way, and you can get into the nooks and crevices of, I can't see what I'm doing here, but I'll pass it back on. Just might up the old Shinufta. Smell is really nice. It reminds me of a foundation I used to buy in the 1990s by Estee Lauder called Enlighten. Just going to get it on the old skin to start off with, and then I'll start to buff it in. And pour le bouffe, or for the buff, I can take my glasses off now. So yeah, just with your brush, just hold the brush towards the end if you want more control. A little bit closer. Going closer to the bristles will give you a fuller coverage but less control. Holding it towards the end will give you more control but a lighter coverage, if that makes sense. And I like a light coverage. Well, in fact, I don't wear foundation, but so I'm just going to work the foundation around my face. It hasn't dried just yet. That has dried solidly on the back of the hand now, but it gives you maybe a couple of minutes grace just to move it around your face. Add some music to this part here, because you don't want to just sit there watching me putting this on my old face, do you guys? And then once it's on the face, then we can just go in and do so. Just hold your brush a little bit closer towards the bristles this time and just start the circular buffing motion. And this is what I'm doing, is I'm applying quite a bit of pressure because I'm trying to push the foundation into the pores. I am, guys, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, I've really missed you, beautiful ones, but as I say, I've been really busy. David went home this morning. He stayed for 4 days, which was really nice. I've got a new record player, review on that coming soon. It's just a Bush one, but and I've been going to the charity shop buying loads and loads and loads of singles, 50p each, which has been really lovely. So we've both been listening to records and just eating and watching television, basically just doing what two old married people do. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so enough waffle, enough about me and David. You don't tune in to hear about me and David, do you guys? So how's that looking now? Put my spectacles back on. Has it transformed me into a nymph? A nymph? Has it? I'm liking the fact it has unified the, and it's bone dry, I'm liking the fact it's unified the entire right hand side of my face. If I come back here a little bit, very ghost-like though, aren't I? So the luminosity isn't really there at the minute with it dry. Should I go onto the other side and try with the collection? That's the whole point behind today's. So again, beautiful ones, just a little drop of that one. Can you see that? There. Camera keeps going. I think it's because the lights are so bright in here and the camera's just not used to, it doesn't like really bright lights. I'm gonna have to get used to them because I'm not buying a new camera. Oh wow, yeah, that's something's just dropped on the floor. That feels so much better than this side. Felt very dry to me and quite hard to manipulate around my face because the fixing agents, which give the foundation its 30-hour wear, start to evaporate almost immediately. Although it did give me maybe 2 or 3 minutes grace period. As I say, this formulation feels far more moisturising, a lot more slip to it as well. So it gives you a lot longer to manipulate. In fact, that's been on the back of my hand now for 5 minutes, and it just feels really lovely, moisturised, and I can still rub my finger over it, whereas that part feels very dry and a little bit chalky. So let's have a look at that part I've just put on there. Right, guys. So now let's just put some of this one on on that side, shall we? See if we can cover that hideous spot. Pimple, I believe American people call it, but in England we call them spots or zits. So yeah, can you see how, yeah, it looks chalky and mask-like, doesn't it, the Maybelline side? And every review I watched on that was just going on about how wonderful it was. So again, 1.5 pumps. And again, beautiful ones, with your brush, just load the foundation onto it. You can see that there, kind of gonna have to buff that into the brush just a little bit, because I don't want a full-on dollop of foundation where you put the brush. Nothing looks more obvious. Take spectacles off again, and this time just going to the snuffer. I suppose if you try with a sponge, it might give you a different sort of finish. Although this is my favourite brush. I do like this brush a lot. Just gets the rest of that off there. And that was 1.5 pumps, wasn't it? And the idea is to get it onto the face first before the camera starts playing up. Works them into the beard. So without buffing this side in now, which I'll do in a second, we're just going to have a quick inspection. Yeah, I'm much preferring this side, the left-hand side, to the chalky mask-like old right-hand side. What do you reckon out there, guys? And it hasn't quite covered the spot on my nose, has it? Although it did say it was buildable. So if you want fuller coverage, you could go in for a second layer. I wouldn't say it was full coverage though, would you? It's quite glowing though, isn't it? Can you see there? High hopes. So far the collection Lasting Perfection in satin finish is in the winning lane. So should have said this comes in about 30 shades. Oh, again, I'll double check and pop it down here how many shades it comes in, and I'll put the name of the website because you won't be able to buy this in America, beautiful ones. It's not on the shop shelves like it is in England. Because it's a UK company, it comes from the Cotswolds, I believe. So I'm going to put a little bit more on and see what we can do with the old schnufter. Just play around with this stuff because I never wear it, so why not get that onto the brush? And this time I'm not going to buff it in quite so much as I did last time. Aim for that second head growing out of the old schnufter. See if we can cover my glass marks too, shall we? And the whole point behind a full cover foundation having luminosity to it is the fact that it's supposed to look more natural. Because as I've already said here today, that a lot of these full cover, very long wearing foundations are supposed to, they're not supposed to. The finish on them is very matte because of the nature of, you've heard me already say that, haven't you? Or was that a different video? Can't remember. And then we'll just blend in. And before I start buffing, let's have another inspection, shall we? No, it still hasn't. Can you see the texture on mine? Mind you, it's just a £7.99 foundation. Nothing's going to get rid of my chew toffee nose other than surgery, is it? Let's face it. I come back here. That side has oxidised now. It still feels like a like chalk on my skin, whereas that side feels really lovely and hydrated. Although I'm not too keen on the fact that this side now is full coverage. You can't win with me, can you, beautiful ones? You'll never win with me because, well, I ask a lot out of makeup, don't I? I get that, but colour match is good though, isn't it, on both sides? Almost identical shades, I would say, would you? Well, what I'll go and do is I'll go and film in the bathroom quickly so that you can see what this stuff looks like in natural daylight, both sides. And when I come back, I'll also rinse these off, and then I'll try applying the collection one, which is my favourite so far, with a soaked brush. So what I've done, beautiful ones, is I've just soaked my brush in a little bowl full of water, which we have here. And now we'll go in with a fresh layer of the Lasting Perfection satin finish, shall we? Just to see if we can make this one less obvious on the back of the hand as well. Some of it, as you can see, some of it has remained, but the area where the foundation was before is now all gone. So shall I zoom you beautiful ones in? Shall I do that? Okay. How's that? That was me leaning forward, by the way. My camera doesn't even have a zoom in function. Oh, you can't always have what you want, can you, in life? So let's get some loads of this on, shall we, beautiful guys? And this time, let's hope for the best. I was going to put it all over the chops this time, wasn't I? Yep. I always start on my nose because that's where I get most of my texture, is on my old schnufter. Although, if you get it on your forehead, then by all means do start there. The important point there is the fact you're supposed to start in the central parts of your face and then work outwards. Because most of us have most of our texture there, which needs covering. And because I've used a soaked brush, it just makes the foundation go on a lot easier, guys. It does. So much easier. And don't forget your ears either, or any areas which will be exposed, because that's a dead giveaway. And we'll work that into the temples as well. They're quite exposed, aren't they, guys? Now, this is possibly the worst application I've ever done, but my eyesight's getting worse. Yeah, I'm liking the fact it's not settling into fine lines or anything, or deep lines on my forehead. and as it dries, it's leaving quite a moist sort of very hydrating, sort of very cared for sort of feel behind, which is nice. Still worried about that zit on my nose. Let's just work something to that, shall we? Can you see, I just saw the light there, and that's because we're using water. That will always give you so much more of a natural finish than anything else. Even if you're using a really, if I applied the Maybelline with this soaked foundation brush, it would still give me the same beautiful glowing result, because I don't really know why. I haven't got a clue why. But yeah, so that's so much better, isn't it? Before it looked really thick and cakey, I obviously need to go and tidy up my salt and peppering and my eyebrows and mine. Shall I go and do that and then come back and finish up? Shall I not do that? So beautificus ones, or just beautiful ones. That's the foundation, the final look basically, with my eyebrows and my moustache and my beard all cleaned up now. What do you think? Still looks very, very, I would never in a million years be able to get away with wearing this or expect people to believe that my skin looks like this naturally, because it just doesn't. And I think you can tell it's always got that sort of chalky sort of look which foundations inherently have, and by trying to soak our brush we're trying to do away with that slightly. Nothing will do away with it 100% because of the nature of what foundations are, although it has unified my skin tone. And can you see the glow? It's bone dry now, by the way, beautiful guy. Can you see the glow there? And there too. If I smile, it's just lit my face up, hasn't it? Yep, so I'm really, really, really impressed with A7. Where is it? So I am pretty impressed by the pink foundation as opposed to the mauve foundation. And the thing is, I was just washing the back of my hand and I couldn't get that off. I just couldn't get it off. So whether they mix super glue in with it or what have you, I haven't got a clue, but that stays like a bucket. It just does. Whereas this one came off really, really easily. It was a full cover foundation, lightweight foundation, and with 30 shades. Again, I'll double check that just to make sure, but I think Collection generally put out there something like 30, possibly more shades in skin true tones as well, skin tone true. This one is in shade Buttermilk 10C, and it's specifically for cool tones, and it's just disappeared into my skin, hasn't it? You can still tell that, you can tell there's something still on my skin, but yeah, so clear winner. That's all for today, beautiful ones. If you enjoyed this video tutorial review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Similarly, hit the notifications button and do subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. And all that remains is for me to wish you beautiful ones a wonderful Friday. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Today's Saturday. Forget the fact I said it's Friday. Have a wonderful Saturday.